Hey everybody, this is Pastor Bo Wagner. I hope you're all doing well. The 2020 election's well underway. Voting's already started in some places, and in other places it will be starting with a matter of days. And I wanted to state for the record that I'm voting Republican, and that I'm doing so all the way down the line, and that Democrats are one of the main reasons why I'm voting Republican. Allow me to explain. I'm voting Republican because Democrats have no happiness to offer. They never smile. Humor is foreign to them. Even their comedians aren't funny. They try to pass venom off as humor and just comes across like fingernails on a blackboard. I can't imagine a life where humor is gone and smiling and laughter is gone, and that's what the Democrats produce. I don't want to live a life full of hate and devoid of happiness, so I'm voting against Democrats and for Republicans. I'm voting Republican because Democrats literally produce racism. They can't succeed without it, and therefore they actively try to gin it up at every turn. They tell white people that racism's in their DNA and that they can't possibly not be racists, and then they turn around and complain that people are supposedly racist. So they produce a paradigm in which a person can't possibly win, and in so doing, they create racists out of that hopelessness and drive a wedge between the races, a wedge that wouldn't exist if they didn't keep on making it. I'm voting Republican because babes in the womb don't have a voice to speak with, and Democrats use that silence to fulfill their bloodlust on hundreds of thousands of innocent babes a year. They worship at the altar of abortion on demand, and to vote for them would be to participate in that demonic worship. I'm voting Republican because Democrats are actively drilling gigantic holes in the ship that all of us are sailing on. The USS America has one party that loves it and is trying to preserve it, and another party, the Democrats, who think it's evil and is trying to sink it with all of us on board. I'm voting Republican because the Democrats have actively attacked more than 1 million men and women in blue across our land over and over and over again. They've taken the side of criminals time and time again, regardless of the facts of any particular case. Going to the ballot box and voting for Republicans is one of the only ways the average American has to send a message to the Democrat Party: keep your filthy mouths off of our cops. I'm voting Republican because the Democrats have an insatiable thirst for power over the people. They want the power to tell you when you can and cannot go to church. They want the power to tell you when you can and cannot work. They want the power to determine which businesses are essential and which businesses are non-essential, as if any job is non-essential. They want the power to mandate that every one of us wear a mask 24/7, 365, even in our homes. For years, people with good sense have railed against Sharia law. But Democrats, if they gain the levers of power, are eventually going to have every one of us wearing N95 burqas for the rest of our lives. I'm voting Republican because Democrats have thrown a 4-year temper tantrum since losing the 2016 election. They threatened to blow up the White House. They've talked about when was the last time an actor assassinated a president. They've cursed and screamed and rioted in the streets and behaved like a bunch of spoiled, rotten 2-year-olds, and I refuse to reward their tantrum with my vote anywhere at any level. I'm voting Republican because Democrats are anti-freedom. They don't believe in the right to worship or the right to bear arms or the right to work or even the right to simply come and go as you please. They're every bit as domineering as the old Soviet communists that controlled every aspect of everyone's lives. I'm voting Republican because in the Obama-Biden administration, Democrats use the awesome power of government, especially the IRS, to target Christians, and I don't ever want them having that power again. I'm voting Republican because Democrats spent the last several months ignoring tens of thousands of maskless protesters in the street burning things down, while busily arresting mothers in public parks, joggers running down the beach, surfers out in the ocean alone. They've deemed abortion mills and liquor stores as essential, but churches as non-essential. They've shown their priorities, and their priorities are horrible. I'm voting Republican because Democrats literally do not want things to ever go back to normal. They want the days of unfettered church and school and going out to eat and going to the movies and going on vacation to be over forever. When COVID is over and done, if ever, there will always be the next virus and the next and the next. And Democrats know that they can keep people under bondage now. They've seen that it works, so they will do it again and again and again if they get the reins of power. That's just my 2 cents worth on why I am voting Republican instead of Democrat. And at that valuation, that in my estimation is twice as much, or worth twice as much as anything the Democrats have to offer. God bless you. Have a great day.